Let's talk about the crazy news that the boxing world has to offer us. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the Canelo and Crawford, as well as the Canelo and Jake Paul negotiations that has been going through for the past couple of days. To everybody in the boxing world, I have absolutely no idea what this bait and switch is. All I can say is my emotions are completely confused right now, and I'm sure yours is as well. So we're actually going to break down right now, who is Canelo going to fight? Let's start off with what was said 5 days ago. It was stated that the Canelo versus Crawford fight agreement was in place. Then a day later, the venue was picked as well. The excitement for this fight was out of this world, and the boxing community was absolutely electric for this fight to take place. For the first time in history for this venue, the Allegiant Stadium was going to hold this fight on September 13th, 2025 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Keep in mind though, it was already stated before that Canelo wanted to fight a Cinco de Mayo fight this year in May. He would have treated it as a tune-up for the Crawford fight, while Crawford prepares for this Canelo fight. But lo and behold, 2 days later, the fight is off. It has been reported by Ring Magazine that the fight was canceled. All negotiations must have fell through. Something wasn't right. All I know is we were all confused. We didn't know what was going on. Myself, as well as the boxing community, felt like we were in shambles. We were this close from witnessing greatness within Terrence Crawford facing Canelo Alvarez as two of the world's best pound for pound boxers go at it in Las Vegas. The fact that it fell through, we felt like there was nothing that we could do to replace that. This is what we wanted as boxing fans. A lot of people were thinking their own opinion about it though. A lot of people were saying against Canelo. They were saying that Canelo was ducking. That's why the fight fell through, or Terrence was too much of a threat. Or on the other side, people were saying that Terrence was too small anyways, so why even bother fighting Canelo? All I can really say is though, I was not very happy for this fight to fall through the way it did. But then Jake Paul makes an announcement that he's going to be fighting soon, right as the Crawford and Canelo fight fell through. Then, obviously speculations came through. Is Jake gonna fight a bum? Is he gonna fight somebody who's 70 years old? Is he gonna fight George Foreman? Or is he gonna fight Canelo Alvarez? Nah, he's not gonna do that. He's not gonna do that. I mean, it would be almost impossible, right? Why would Canelo want to fight Jake Paul out of all people? But dreams can come true. Seems like anything is possible nowadays, apparently. So it was reported by Ring Magazine as well that Canelo and Jake Paul were having negotiations for a fight in May. And let's just say the boxing fans, including myself, were not very happy with this. Feels like that one episode of Breaking Bad where Jesse is going, he can't keep getting away with this. Yeah, Jake cannot. Like, how is he doing this? How does he have this much pull? First he fights Mike Tyson and embarrasses him in the ring, and he fights Anderson Silva, he fights Tyron Woodley. Like, how does he do this? How does he leverage this? But at least I can understand that anything is possible, and yeah, Jake is doing what he's got to do. I understand on Canelo's behalf, it could have been about the money for wanting to take this fight and maybe getting some revenge against the Mike Tyson fight, but I still didn't understand why he would waste his energy on trying to fight Jake Paul. And then a couple hours later, they say that the negotiations for this fight has finished. It seemed like the fight was going to take place in the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada on May 2025. And the fight was also going to be broadcast and streamed on Netflix. After the monstrosity of the Tyson and Paul fight, a lot of people couldn't even get past the Amanda Serrano fight with all the buffering. And yeah, it looked like this fight was set in stone. I was not very happy about this. I went on my Instagram story and even made a post about it saying, what's going on with Canelo? Like, is he ducking Crawford? What's going on? Like, does he just want that Jake Paul money or something? Like, what is going on? It's been a wild couple of days, like I'm thinking that, Canelo is ducking Crawford, unfortunately. And I was just honestly tired of these BS MVP gimmick fights that they set up for Jake Paul. He fought, 2 professional tin cans And he also fought Mike Tyson, who's at his oldest age as a boxer, 57, 58 years old, and fights Anderson Silva after his prime. Like, the best props I can give him is the Tyron Woodley fight. Knocking him out is absolutely impressive. He was a phenomenal fighter at his time, and he probably just left his prime when he fought Jake Paul. But I was going to report about this a couple of days ago, but I said, you know what? Let me wait. Let's see what's going on before I make a move. Yeah, and as hours go by, I'm thinking, yeah, the Canelo and Crawford fight is long gone. But by the grace of God himself, the fight between Jake Paul and Canelo Alvarez was canceled. Thank God. The fight fell under negotiations. Something happened. We didn't know why, but the fight was canceled. We didn't know what was going on. At least we know that Canelo is looking for an opponent. Soon we hear directly from Turki Al-Shiki himself. He says that he's announcing 4, not 1, not 2, but 4 fights, a 4-fight deal with Canelo Alvarez, stating that he's fighting in May, he's fighting in September, the big fight in which they're talking of Terrence Crawford, finally getting that one, and 2 in 2026. Now, here's my theory. This could go one or two ways. The May fight could be a tune-up, and then Terrence Crawford. And then after that, if Canelo loses, could be a trilogy. Maybe, could be a trilogy. That's, just my opinion. Or he has room to fight Bivol again, or Benavidez, if he beats Terrence Crawford. But other than that, looks like the fight is back on. Fight fans are getting exactly what we wanted. Finally, we're going to see 2 pound-for-pound greats get at it at the ring, thanks to Turki. But with that also being said, Jake Paul was not happy with this news. Well, not only because the fight isn't happening between Canelo, he broke negotiations in order to make this fight deal happen. The 4-fight deal with Turki. Jake Paul ended up going on Instagram saying that Canelo was an owned slave, and just saying this unnecessary, nasty stuff about Canelo because he didn't want to fight him. I mean, honestly, it's not even worth Canelo's time to fight Jake Paul. I get that Jake wants greatness and he wants to fight other pound-for-pound greats or a professional boxer, but bro, you haven't made it past Tommy Fury. I think you should rematch Tommy Fury before you even speak about another professional boxer or somebody of Tommy Fury's level, since Tommy Fury does not even really want to fight anyways. I don't even know what's going on with Tommy Fury. He was supposed to fight Darren Till, and bro, I don't even know where he is right now. So, I mean, hopefully he's doing fine, but he needs to fight soon if he is going to fight. Then Canelo makes a response video saying that, you shouldn't mess with him. And I agree. Paul doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to these professional fighters. They don't play around. And especially with negotiations, Paul is new into this game. Canelo's been around it for so long, he knows how to leverage his way around to get what he wants, even if that means screwing you over. And then after, Paul makes a tweet saying that he's going to expose Canelo, and then he makes a video stating that he signed an agreement for this fight, as well as showing a poster of them two for the May 3rd fight in the T-Mobile Arena in Vegas. But the document that Jake showed was a confidentiality agreement. It wasn't a set in stone agreement that the fight was going to happen, but maybe that's all he could show. I'm not sure, but Jake was not very happy about that either. And then MVP Most Valuable Prospects decided to make a post about this as well. Yeah, Jake, like I said, he was not happy. It was stating that the American, Mexican, and Puerto Rican fans, which, mind you, I'm Puerto Rican myself, we don't claim Jake Paul. But it stated that we didn't deserve to see that this fight wasn't going to happen. But honestly, I'm very glad this fight is not going to happen. Preferably, I hope Jake doesn't get another fight like the Tyson fight. And I hope he doesn't really fight anybody else besides KSI. That's the only person that us, the boxing fans, want to see Jake Paul fight, as well as for KSI. which we may talk about that soon. But Jake, we don't want to see you fight these people that you don't match up with, whether you're better or worse than them. We want to see somebody at your level, and we don't want to see you embarrass somebody like Mike Tyson. But after that, Turki Al-Ashiki had a 30-minute interview stating that he was ready to see these big fights happen, as well as to see these big fights happen with real fighters and big names, so we can revive the sport of boxing. You love him, you hate him. Honestly, I can appreciate that he's even trying his hardest to get these big names out there and fighting each other again. Just like the card, the Bivol and Beaterbev 2 card, that is the most stacked card we may have this year. Like I said, you love him, you hate him. He's doing really good for the sport. But to conclude, we finally are going to get this Crawford and Canelo fight. And it looks like Jake Paul and Canelo is not happening. Thank God. I had to wait a couple of days for all the reports and speculations to kind of clear up. And since Turki Al-Ashiki made a video last night, gave me more clarity of what is actually happening. As well as he did express that he wanted to see Shakur and Tank fight, as well as a couple other fighters that he wants to see fight, big names. And with due time, we'll discuss them as the time goes on. But it has been an emotional roller coaster these past couple of days as a boxing fan. So I will say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I hope the information that I gave was very valuable to people who didn't know what was going on in the boxing scene and is confused. Well, now you know. The Canelo fight and the Crawford fight is on in September 13th in the Allegiant Stadium. I think that they're still doing it there. But other than that, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.